Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and we're back with still doing these two color patterns that I will turn into something with variegated floss. So let's copy this. This one is interesting because it's really long before it repeats itself. Like the whole page, you have to scroll a ways before you get it. So I thought this would be a fun one to kind of play with. Paste it over here. First, we will rotate. Well, here, we can go to layer, transform, rotate it. And then we need to enlarge it. It's too small to really see, so get the enlarging tool. That looks good. And we can move it off to the side. And it's floating, so you have to anchor that layer. I kind of don't understand the logic of why that does that now, but it does. So used to be before, you used to have to put it to its own layer. You had to, it would be floating, but then like you had to like click to its own layer. So my thought is this Chinese knot be the center, and then whatever this up here is come later on. I don't know how many rows this whole thing can fit, so it's kind of a toss-up. Let's get our paint tool and let's go ahead and use this red. So there's a red dot. Whoop, need to change where we're painting. Red dot in the center, skips one, and a red dot out here. Same there. Skips one. There's one up here. And then there's these things here. So that is what makes up our interesting, what looks like a Chinese knot. Then we have another chevron. And if that wasn't enough, there is one more beyond that. So that's kind of an interesting way of kind of stretching out the whole pattern. I'm not sure if it's my favorite way of doing it, but it's interesting. So yeah, this one here just has the one dot there, and now it's these dots making up whatever kind of diamond that was. And then what is supposed to happen? Oh, there's another one of these V-shaped things here. I was kind of confused, like I didn't have enough space at the end to see what there was there. And then it chevrons going the other way. So that ends up pretty easy. That's not bad. You can see like from down here at the bottom how it was this same repeating pattern, and then the chevrons going the other way. So there we go. We don't have a lot on this pattern to have to worry about. Now, because this thing is so symmetrical, I can concentrate on the underlying strings by just kind of doing the right hand side, the top right, and then I can copy it over to the left. That's going to save us a bunch of time. So a couple things we're accomplishing here. One is I am getting this thing centered, so it's going to be a great bracelet. Two, I've kind of just showed you how I didn't look at where the underlying strings went or anything about it, and worked off of just an image of the pattern itself, which means like if this had been just an already made bracelet, I could have very well have just worked out the pattern the same way I'm doing it here. And that's a great skill to have, considering there's so many people who are like, oh, give me the pattern number, I would like to try this. Well, I don't need the pattern number to try. I can just make stuff. And I want you guys to be able to do it too. I honestly, it's one of my biggest goals is to make it so that way if you see an element of a bracelet you like, you could somehow put that into something else. Now, I've recently tried making a pattern over on friendshipbracelets.net using their generating stuff, and I already had the whole pattern worked out, been doing the pattern actually for a little while now, and despite all that, found it to be incredibly difficult. Like, you have to start at the top and work your way down. You can't just put in the elements like this in advance to figure out like where you want things. It was so super hard. I quit at one point, and I was just like, do I even really care enough to do this? And then I later on, I kind of thought of a way of potentially working it out where I was going to cross off as I went along, which it did work, but it was super hard. And like at the end, there was something wrong, and having to try to find where it said the knot was supposed to change directions and it shouldn't have, trying to find that spot. Oh my God, I don't know. Kudos to everybody who works with those patterns and can do it easily. Like, absolutely amazing. All right, so we have filled in the top right. Let's hide this for now. We don't need that. Let's get our select tool and select. Oh. Why is... don't want fixed. That either. I don't want it fixed. Why is... it's really weird. Like the little check marks were off the screen there. That was bizarre. All right. Select tool, not at a fixed size. Great. Now we just get it to line up on our grid lines there. Control C, Control V for the copy and paste. Flip tool, and we can flip it to the other side. So now the whole top part has the underlying strings. Anchor and merge it down. Now we can select the whole top half. Control C, Control V. Grab our flip tool, flip it off of the horizontal line down the middle. Again with the anchor and merge. So that's all of it. Now let's say we want to put in a color other than our basic blue here. Real easy way of doing that is to select by colors. That's all of our blue ones. And what color? Let's make it blue, like a dark blue. So go back to our paint tool, fill hole selection, and bam, just like that. It's all filled in. So there's our bracelet. I think this is going to turn out really super cool. I'm actually really excited about trying this one out. Especially since it doesn't have a lot of repeating areas, and there are definite areas for like concentrating on just one area at a time, right? And yeah, it's just going to be cool. Before I go, quick thanks to my YouTube members who make all this possible. Without your guys' help, I wouldn't have the string and all the stuff to do this. So thank you guys very, very much for your help. And I'll be back tomorrow with this bracelet. and we will see what kind of challenges I face, or if it just turns out to be super, super easy. I notice it's all just left and right nuts, so this might actually even be a beginner-friendly thing. So we'll find out tomorrow. So yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.